Have you ever wondered how solar energy works and why it is becoming increasingly important in Nigeria? If you have, then you are at the right place, because today I'll be taking time to break it down for you, and at the end of this video you will understand what is solar energy and how it works. Hello there, I am Itoro and I'm the lead engineer at Blinx Solar, and I'm urging you to subscribe to this channel so that you can get notifications anytime we drop an informative or educative video like this one you are just watching. Okay guys, let's get into the training. What is solar energy? Solar energy is simply the power we get from the sun. So every day you wake up, you see the sun rise, and as you can see in this image, the sun gives up a kind of radiation. It gives out the rays, and then we feel these rays in the form of heat and in the form of light. So those rays that come from the sun comes with power, and that power can be tapped. And when it is tapped and used, that is what we call solar energy. It is clean, it is renewable, and it is available every single day. So every day the sun will rise. Even in cloudy days, the sun will rise. The only difference is that the cloud will cover the sun, but the sun will rise. As long as there is morning, then the sun will rise for that day. So what happens when the sun rises? It gives the energy afresh, and the energy doesn't finish except in the night when the sun sets. But as long as the sun will rise the next day, the energy is still available for you to use. So it doesn't matter how much of the solar energy you use for today, you can be sure that by tomorrow the sun is going to rise again, and then it's going to provide a fresh energy. And that's why we call it renewable, because it doesn't finish. You cannot exhaust it. Even if everybody in the world will go ahead to use this energy at the same time, as long as the sun is shining, you cannot exhaust it. It is available for all, and that is why it is called renewable energy. It is also clean. Clean means that it doesn't give off any harmful toxic waste, unlike the petrol and diesel and all the fossil fuels that we use. They have a byproduct, and those byproducts are harmful to the environment, but the sun doesn't. The sun is clean, and that's why we call it clean and renewable. So the next thing I want you to know is that there is an electrical device that you can use to trap this energy. Remember, the sun gives off energy in the form of light and in the form of heat. If you stand directly under the sun, you're going to feel the heat on your skin. And if you go outside of your house, you're going to see the sun shine bright. You can't even stay at the sun for a long time because it's very bright. It gives off light. And then what happens is that there's a technology that is devised to capture that light energy. The light energy from the sun is trapped, it's captured, and then it's converted to what we call direct current. Direct current is a form of electricity, as we are going to see in the next slide. So this slide says the electricity is then used to power homes, businesses, and entire communities. So when you capture this power from the sun, it is then used to power houses. As you can see in this image, there's a solar panel used here. So this solar panel will trap the light energies from the sun, the light rays, and then these light rays will be used to power these houses, as you can see here. Okay, so there's no form of national grid here. What they're using is just these solar panels, and they get reliable energy from the sun. Now let's go to the next topic: how solar energy works. And here's how it works. First of all, the solar panels absorb sunlight. Like I said earlier, the solar panels is an electrical device that is created with a certain kind of technology, and we are going to explain this technology to you as you progress. Okay, this is just the basic form of this course. It's the introductory part of this training. So as we progress, we are going to get to know how this device called the solar panels get to work and convert that energy to useful power. So you can see here the sun is giving out the rays in the form of light. Now this device called the solar panel is good in capturing the light, and the heat that comes from the sun also gets to this panel. That heat is not very good for this panel. Okay, so as you progress, you get to know that the heat reduces what we call the efficiency, how this panel functions, or the ability for it to produce direct current. So this panel absorbs the sunlight, that's the first stage. Then that sunlight is converted to direct current. I've mentioned that before. This is the sunlight, this is the solar panel. Now the picture you are seeing here is a section that the panel has been cut into two. It's just a picture, okay? So these are the different parts. The sun ray comes and strikes the front part, and then all this thing is going on inside here. Okay, a lot of things are going on inside here, which I'm going to explain to you as this training progresses, and you're going to understand them. And then by this process, the electricity is given off. You can see it goes to power this light bulb, and it is called direct current. Now the next stage is that an inverter is another electrical device. An inverter will now convert that direct current into alternating current. Now these terms might sound a little bit big for a beginner, but as you progress, you are going to get to understand all these things. Direct current is a form of electricity, and alternating current is also a form of electricity. So the one we use in our homes, in our houses, in our shops, in our businesses, is mostly the alternating current, the one you get from the grid, or what we call in Nigeria NEPA. That is called alternating current. But the one that comes from the solar panel is called direct current. It's the type you get from your batteries. Those of you that use the flashlight, the batteries you have there generate direct current. So you have this device that will convert from that direct current to the alternating current that your appliances in the house will be able to use, like your fan, your bulb, all those appliances will be able to use the alternating current. So it is the job of the inverter to do that conversion. Now the next stage is that the electricity powers your lights, your fan, and devices. Some systems also include batteries to store energy. So you can see here that this system has batteries. This is a complete off-grid solar system. And as you get to proceed in this training, you are going to know what off-grid stands for. So this is the solar panel. It traps the sunlight, converts it into direct current. And this is another device. It's called a charge controller. What this guy does here is to make sure that the batteries here get the right amount of direct current to charge them. The device here controls the charging of the battery so that these batteries don't get overcharged. If they get overcharged, they'll be damaged. Now the batteries will help to provide power in the night when the sun is no longer available to bring the power. In the night, the sun is no longer available, so the solar panels cannot generate electricity at night because the rays of the sun are no longer coming to it. Therefore, for you to still power your house at night, you need the battery. The battery will store the energy from the sun in the day, and in the night it will give it out to the inverter. Then the inverter will convert it from direct current to alternating current. Now here is a very important part. Why does solar matter in Nigeria? It's very important for you to know why you should embrace solar in Nigeria today. First of all, in Nigeria we are still unable to attain a steady power supply from the national grid. So we experience power cuts from time to time, and before now the only solution was for people to use generators. You can see big generators will power businesses, power industries, power your homes, but generator comes with its own disadvantages. The first disadvantage is that it is expensive to run because you need the diesel, or you need petrol, or you need some kind of fuel to keep it running, and it's very expensive. And now in Nigeria, the cost of all these things are very high. So if you want to run your business on a generator, then it's going to take a significant amount of your revenue, your money coming into your business. You're going to spend a lot of that on the diesel or the petrol, depending on the kind of generator you are using. So that makes it very expensive for you to run a generator for your business or even in your home. Another disadvantage is that it comes with a lot of noise. So if you are using generator in your house at night, especially the small one, you will notice that you don't really enjoy that much, because even if you are using the fan that is helping to power, but the noise itself that is making doesn't let you feel very comfortable in that environment. And then your neighbor that is not even using the light, doesn't have light in his own house, the noise is also disturbing your neighbor, and that's not good. It's not good at all. I've been in that situation before where somebody is using generator and I'm just there in my house, but the noise is so devastating. Just imagine that goes on all through the night and you can't even sleep well. That's another disadvantage. So that's where solar offers a reliable alternative, because with solar you don't get the noise. It runs very smoothly, silently, and at the end of the day nobody even notices that you are using anything, unlike the generator that becomes a nuisance to everybody. So it's very reliable and it's very good in that instance. And another advantage is that once you make the initial investment and you get it installed in your house, you don't get to pay any running cost anymore. You don't need diesel, you don't need petrol, you don't need any kind of fuel. It just runs on its own. All what you need is just periodic maintenance. Okay, people will just maybe they come around to clean the surface of the panel from dust. If you are using the kind of battery that needs maintenance, then occasionally you have to top the water, okay, the distilled water and all of that. And all these things you are going to get to know them with time. Okay, so another reason why solar is important in Nigeria is that it reduces stress. Okay, we've already mentioned that it lowers cost and it helps businesses to stay productive, very, very productive. If you are using solar for your business, the money that comes into you are not going to spend much of it on energy. You just use it to maybe put it on marketing or client acquisition or anything, and that will help your business to grow faster. And then we also mentioned the noise. It's very good for the environment because there is no noise in the daytime, no noise in the nighttime, no noise. It just runs very smoothly and efficiently. It has very many benefits, but I'm just pointing out these few for today so that you can see why we should embrace solar in Nigeria. Now with this, we have come to the end of this tutorial, and I hope you did get a better understanding of what is solar energy and how it works. If this video helped you understand solar energy better, do well to subscribe, share the video to whosoever you think you'd like to watch it, and also give it a like. And if you want to dive deeper into solar and you have the dream of becoming a solar entrepreneur or a solar professional in the future, we are launching a free solar training in Abuja, and you can do well to attend if you live in Abuja and its environs. Also, if distance is a barrier, we have this free online training, and I'm leaving the link to both of them, both the on-site and the online training, in the description section. So anyone that suits you, both of them are totally free, whether you want to show up physically and see how we do the installation and everything live in our facility, or just want to sit at the comfort of your home and practice it yourself. We have both options. So check in the description section and you'll see the link to both the free on-site training and the free online training, so you can choose anyone that suits you. That's it for today, guys. I'll see you in the next video.